So this Mr. Lu fell sick again, together with B, my wife. So both of us are down with flu and cough. And we came to see a GP in Malaysia. I got a lot of medication, man. A lot. Wow. I got phlegm medicine. And this is anti-inflammation, antibiotics, 2 antihistamine for flu. And my wife have something similar as well, so it's slightly different. And both our bill came out to be 145 ringgit. 145 ringgit. So this is me, 25 ringgit, and this is my wife, 70 ringgit. That's roughly about 40 plus Sing. So $20 odd Sing per person. Or you all want to manage your healthcare costs, come to JB. Good quality. I just say it's a good quality medication, good quality doctor as well. I mean, this is an alternative for people who want a cheaper medical cost. So this is day 2 after taking my medicine from the GP in Malaysia, and I think I've recovered at least by 70%. The magic probably is in the antibiotics, which I think we should not overtake it, but my last experience tells me that by dragging on the antibiotics, that means not taking the antibiotics, I end up suffering. In the end, I still got to take it. So this time around, I took a different approach. I actually took antibiotics earlier and I recovered much faster. So in Chinese, say 不要白折腾, which is don't suffer for nothing. Ultimately, you still have to take it. Which I will probably have to follow up with a lot of probiotics, which I do every day anyway. So it's good to feel well again. So GP in Malaysia, well, I guess it's as good as GP in Singapore. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Lu. Today, now that I'm feeling better, so I'm going to go quite a few places in Malaysia. Number one, I got to go to the bank. They call us and they say that our fixed D is due. So they want to introduce us some promotional rate. I'm going to check it out and let you know how much the interest rate is. That could be an option for you, not just to limit your options in Singapore. And for those people in Malaysia, you should also take note how interesting the interest rate could be. I'm also going to go to a big giant bookstore in Aeon, one of the biggest I've ever seen. And I'm trying to get a book for my son because it's his birthday tomorrow. I'll get some finance books and I'll recommend you some books as well. And last is I got to resupply my cholesterol medicine, and I hope to be able to see a huge cost savings relative to Singapore, and also how does it compare to that in Europe, which I used to supply myself from. And then we'll wrap up the day, okay? So come follow me today and I'll show you what are some of these exciting things about. So at the heart of it, if you notice how I live my life right now, basically I earn in Singapore and I try to spend in Malaysia. That's outright a no regret move as far as cost savings is. So we earn in Singapore dollars, earn the high income relative to of Malaysia, and then we spend in a lower cost country to resupply all our needs and even to see a doctor and things like that. So this is how I live my life, and I just give you this a food for thought, not saying that this is a life that everybody should pursue, but this is certainly the best of both worlds. We're now in RHB Bank and we just renewed our fixed deposit. The interest rate right now in RHB Bank in Malaysia is 3.8% for 9 months. That's more than double that of Singapore, and that's very attractive, and we're pretty happy with the interest rate. Now the question really is, should then Singaporeans rush to put money into the fixed deposit of Malaysia? Well, you got to estimate two things. Number one, transaction costs, because when you convert money into ringgit, then you will kena some transaction costs. But nowadays is quite low because of very good money changer apps that we have right now. But the other thing we have to make an estimate with is the ringgit to Sing dollar exchange rate. So the question is ringgit going to go weaken or strengthen? Now that's got a lot to do with a lot of things. But one of the things that we're quite worried if right now is the Pakatan Harapan government has suffered quite a lot of election setbacks. And somehow the potentially there could be some impact to the exchange rate or strength of the ringgit because the Pakatan Harapan government is usually seen as a very prudent government when it comes to fiscal policy. That sits well with currency exchange or the strength of the ringgit, but that doesn't sit well with voters in terms of the fiscal prudence because then the people get cut down on quite a lot of the benefits they have and things like that. Now, this will have impact on us. Now, I'm not here to judge whether it should be Pakatan Harapan government led by Anwar, Prime Minister Anwar, or some other government, but it will have impact to the exchange rate. So, if the exchange rate is deemed to be weakening for the ringgit, then you put money in, then it might erode some of the gains that you have on the exchange rate. So, I think put in money that you would like to spend in Malaysia. I think that's a no regret move for everybody. But I think this is something food for thought. For Malaysians, you are sitting on very high interest rates, and you should be very happy about that. So do take advantage of the high interest rate. But you do get something better, which is the EPF. Your EPF gets higher than that, 5 to 6%. Now it's 6% interest rate. So that's very good as well. Now, the only word of caution I have to everybody is that when you come in, they're going to upsell you that you can get even up to 10% interest rate. But that's if you buy investment linked policies. And when I check the details, investment linked policies, that cost is almost at 1.8 to 2%. That's too expensive. So I don't think it's a good idea to have investment linked policies. So I think let's all be conservative, just take the fixed D. All right, this is Mr. Lu at RHB Bank in Malaysia, giving you my feedback and just renewing our fixed D. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce you to this book I found and I intend to give it to my son. It's called A Little Book of Common Sense Investing. It's by John Bogle. John Bogle is the founder of indexing and he found Vanguard. It's a really good book. I read it like 20, 30 years ago. And it has changed my life in terms of avoiding stock picking and just go straight to investing in globally diversified index funds. More importantly, this book, it's a classic, but I must confess, is one of the most boring book on earth. So this is a very boring book, but I must say that I came to realize this, that boring, simple investment strategies can build incredible, insane returns. So this book has changed my life. I'm pretty sure it's available in National Library if you want to save the money. But I thought I want to give my son this book. He wanted other books as well. I'm going to slip in this book in a hope that he will find it very interesting. And I hope this would be a core portfolio of his investment, just investing in globally diversified index funds and just leave it there and let it compound. You do very, very well, insanely well. I've done it and I've seen people do it. And I think this is something that originates from this book. It's called A Little Book of Common Sense Investing. Pretty sure you can find it in National Library. And I'm not sure whether you can find it in the bookstore anymore. It's a very, very old book. But I'm pretty sure you can find copies of it probably in Shopee or Lazada or whatever. But it's a must read for everybody. Okay, must read by John Bogle. John Bogle has passed away a few years ago, very old man. But he's a man of great wisdom. More importantly, he has changed my investment strategy. So I want to encourage everybody to read this book if you can. Okay. To be frank, I can only find one copy here. So this is a copy I'm going to give my son for his birthday. I hope that you read this. So right now I just finished visiting a pharmacy just to update my Crestor, my cholesterol medicine. My cholesterol right now is to the moon in a bad way. So I definitely need to make sure I take my statins to reduce the cholesterol numbers. The price is 127 ringgit. I bought at Aeon. Maybe if I buy in the more outskirts area, I can probably get about 10 ringgit cheaper. This is probably about 30 over dollars Sing. I'm pretty sure I can get almost 40% discount if I buy it in Europe because I do frequent there a lot, which I do get my supply there, but I just ran low of it because I haven't been visiting Europe for some time. But I'm thinking Singapore is double the price of Malaysia. So just to give you a comparison, cost of living is indeed cheaper in Malaysia. But of course, you buy the generic ones, I think you can get it lower cost as well. So this is a day of cost management, healthcare costs, and maximizing interest and things like that.